Ryan, I guess coming off this last week, how do you feel like the team played in those back-to-back matches and kind of getting ready for this one? That's been circled on the calendar for a while.
It's really good to see our outsides get that connection going again. That's got to be absolutely essential. In our game, it's normally if you can win the serve and pass and win the outside hitter battle, you're going to win. 100% of the time. So we we talked about offense would show up a little bit more on the second day because we thought we were okay on defense the first day, but we got to have it from all positions. So we need our outsides to play like they did this past weekend, and then our middles to play maybe kind of like they did against Oklahoma, and Marika to play like she did that postseason run, and to win it all, everyone's just got to be the best version of themselves.
Next question from Danny.
Hey, Ryan, I asked Jarrett this question yesterday, and he said that he felt both of you were safe. But with the uncertainty of the spring and there being a reduced tournament, are you fearful at all that this is a make or break kind of weekend for both teams? Or do you feel that both Texas and Baylor have done enough to get into the tournament, whatever that tournament is?
Yeah, no, I feel we've both done enough. Texas for sure. Like if their only loss happens to be Baylor, like you got 1 and 2 in the country right now going after it. The rest K-State still I think should have a shot at it as well, and so that match for us will be really important then and there. So not knowing the criteria, it makes you always a little bit nervous. It'd be nice to just have that AQ and not have to worry about it. But no, we've both, Texas has been playing super clean, and after stubbing our toe on the first one, we've been getting the job done as well. So I think we're both safe as well. We both got to finish strong for sure. But we're trending the right way.
Next, let's go to Sam.
All right. I'm curious, just how do you feel like your team has handled just all the unique aspects of this season, from the schedule to just the way it's laid out and just how they've handled themselves?
Yeah, no, I think from the character standpoint, they've been incredibly resilient. I take healthy pride in feeling like on the back-to-back matches, we've been really good on day 2 throughout the entire season. So it excites me that to me, that shows that they want to get better each time. I think, the flip side is how can we be a little bit sharper and more prepared for the first match of the week. And that's kind of the grind side. So again, from the character side, we've come out of matches where we've won, but really kind of disappointed in how we played. And the resiliency is really has been there. They're mentally drained. They're worn out. They still got their studies. They're adapting to the hybrid classes where they're trying to follow lectures online with without falling asleep versus just the liveliness of being there in person sometimes. So I think there's a wear and tear on that. So I would say athletically, man, I just feel so behind because we missed all the spring and summer, and we kind of had to jump right into conference in knowing that there might only be, when we started 1 AQ from it, like, you got to win. So, there's things I'm really looking forward to seeing how we finish, but then really using, January, February to really fine tune some of the individual skills and get our team game going again.
How much did it impact how you handle like the week, week to week, just, from a practice standpoint? Did it change things much, especially with the back-to-backs on how you handled those types of things?
It does, and I think in a small sense, a little beneficial. So we could, we really try and get after it Monday, Tuesday. We try and make it feel like it's back-to-back days with that. So we can go a little bit longer on Tuesdays than what we would on the Wednesday, Saturday schedule because you're trying to ease up for a match. I think, and then on Thursdays, normally you're recovering. So you're going hard with those that maybe didn't play and managing swings on those that do. So we get after it Monday, Tuesday, and then again, game plan Wednesday, And then we're playing this week. Obviously we couldn't practice on Tuesday, so we got that one in on Sunday. So ease up through it. I think getting after it on Monday has been a little tough because some might still be lingering from the 2 days back to back, and depending on how the travel's been a lot more strenuous with longer bus rides and masks and face shields on. So not getting our normal massages that the girls really like, work some of those kinks out. Again, they've been incredibly resilient, and I just feel like we're used the time well, but not as sharp as we've traditionally been. But it's the same for everyone.
Next question goes to Jerry Hill.
Ryan, from a program standpoint, confidence-wise, what did last year's win over Texas do when the team hadn't beaten them since 2001?
Well, I think that kind of remains more for last year, that it just helped push us through the Final Four. I think that's something as part of the dream. It was a checklist, like, hey, we want to win conference, we got to beat Texas. Conference will go through Texas always. Hopefully other programs will say, hey, it's got to go through Baylor too at some point. But that I really felt gave us the confidence to just keep plugging away and push us to the Final Four. And we didn't quite get to that finals match as we wanted. This year, I think there's the knowledge that it can happen, but you think of Andressa and O'Shea and Lauren, like they didn't experience that last year. I don't think they probably understand the rivalry, but they haven't had to live it out or flesh it out, and understand the intensity of the matches that we had last year. With that, Chanel's in a new role. Emily's playing a lot more. Soup also, again, redshirted last year. So, we're talking about 5, players or more, that are different positions, different roles. So the team gets it, understands it, but you got to add Callie into that mix too. She didn't get to play against Texas yet either. And so Yassi's awesome, but it's almost new for everyone else. Marika, obviously, with that return experience, but for everyone else, it's a different.
How is Texas different, or what do you see in this Texas team compared to last year?
They're still physical across the net. They continue to block well. They're no holes. I think they're passing much better. Their floor defense is better. I think there's a takeaway kind of. You look at what Wisconsin did as far as getting their outsides off and putting their defensive specialists back there. So, they got a libero transfer that's doing really good, and they still returned their libero of 3 years as well. So, plus their other DS. So you add all of them to the mix. It's going to be hard to terminate and get balls to the floor with them still being big and physical at the net. Brianna's huge. Logan's playing at a super high level. Skylar's back at her natural position. You think if Yassi played right side for us freshman year, and then once she got put outside, she really tore it up. And Molly Phillips is basically like another middle playing on the right side. So we got to stay fast. We can't just play the hang and bang game with them. I think that's an advantage for them because they got a lot of players that can hang and bang. We got Yassi that can do that, but everyone else, we got to be a little bit cagier on that. So no, I think they got upgraded defense, passing and serving still, and they're more in rhythm. Returning setter with key returning hitters.
Next question from Danny Davis.
Yeah, what you mentioned her briefly there, but just kind of what are your overall impressions on Logan and how she's kind of grown over the last few years?
Oh, she's great. It's learners learn, and Yassi's one like that. But Logan just sees the court so well. That's when you can elevate like her and move the ball around, you're not always hitting in the same spot. Makes it really impossible to defend when those two type of athletes are really on. She can look angle and cut the ball down the line. She can rip a line and then last second just go over the top and throw and dunk it on you. So her range makes her really scary. Her pace makes her really scary, and they've been using her out of the back row, much more also. So I think that suddenly got 3 rows where that can add to her attempts as well.
And how big do you think it's been for the conference and the conference's reputation that Baylor and Texas these last few years have been playing the way that Baylor and Texas have been playing?
I think it helps everyone. It's, we want everyone in the conference to be good, and we got such great coaches and good depth. I think, no doubt, like, when I came in, Kansas was a Final Four program, Texas always Final Four program. So that really sharpened us. Like, hey, here's the level to aspire to. Here's what we got to do. Here's who we got to beat. And, my hope is, we're helping everybody else in our conference by being good and helping Texas. And no doubt, like I said before, like, to have Texas schedule late in the year for us last year, win or lose, I felt was great heading into the postseason. So we can sharpen one another in that. Now we gotta, again, I don't know how they're going to do the brackets. It'd be great to see a couple Big 12 teams in the Final Four as well.
Next question from Sam Conn.
I'm curious, just what do you think the mood of your team is overall, and how do you feel like where they are mentally right now?
We're gearing up. I think we're playing a little catch up. I think Texas is the 6th opponent we've played this year that had no matches prior. So, that this one, I think, because TCU canceled. So, I think Texas had 2 weeks to sit and prepare. We had an early week last week or early week this week without being able to practice on Tuesday. So, I think we got through our double day. We took Saturday off. We're right back in it Sunday. And, Sunday was our first day to gear up. Monday, first day of school of the week. Off yesterday because of voting. So, mood I feel is great. Like I said, I think it's just that time of the year where all teams are always weary. So how you manage that, I think that's a skill, really says a lot. So we according to Holly Rowe, right, she said we stunk it up last year when we went to Texas last year. So we need to make sure we don't repeat that. With that said, so the hunger is building. I think it's got to build a little bit more, honestly, as we get into it, as we're just trying to be great today and be better tomorrow.